What do you think, sir, or what do you expect from the upcoming press conference between Trump and Netanyahu today at the White House?
Peace be upon you all. Greetings to you and your esteemed viewers. Naturally, I expect that Trump will try to say to Netanyahu the maximum of gifts, if I may say. Netanyahu has an specifications that he wants to continue the war following the first phase, and it need to justify the plan of the dominations over Gaza, and America's admission is clear of Israeli rights in the Israeli settlement in the West Bank. He wishes from President Trump to the idea of displacing the Gaza Strip and the West Bank to the neighboring country or to other countries, and therefore to have an end of the Palestinian cause completely. And my personal perspective that Netanyahu might want from Trump to get the biggest reward, which is for to assist Israel of the nuclear program of Iran, because it represents the biggest issue for him, and to direct more strikes of the Iranians arms in the region, such as the Houthis in Yemen, some strikes that extended to Hezbollah in Lebanon and the fall of al-Assad in Syria. These are the main Israeli demands. What will Trump would agree upon? It is troubled for the Arab. What has been reported from Trump by saying that Israel did a great work and it's in a small country that need to be expanded. This aren't pleased news for the Arab countries and peoples, and therefore if this matter was translated on the ground, I think it will create a great issue, and the American President will support in the far right wing in Israel, and if this scenario happened, that would trigger more troubles in the whole region.
Well, sir, how do you view Netanyahu's disruption of the second phase of the ceasefire negotiations in Gaza, and do you think that the Trump administration will actually endorse a potential annexation of parts of the West Bank?
Israel, it is actually what surprised that transferred a great portion into the West Bank. There is taken advantage after the resistance was by propagating the settlers so the resistance will retaliate. So Israel will exploit this matter to do systematic destruction, even if it is less size compared to what happened in Gaza. But now reports talking about destroying the roads, facilities, tents and shelters to reshape the region. The same scenario that was implemented in Gaza in general, particularly in the north, now it's taking place in Jenin and other cities. And Israel relentlessly, not only to kill the resistance or targeting the facilities, but by targeting the infrastructure of Palestine in order to transfer the West Bank that in a place that is not appropriate for life. And Trump might say that the Gaza people live in a hell, so it's a time to be displaced in somewhere else until the reconstruction of Gaza to take place.
Mr. Hussien, now, given Netanyahu's continued non-compliance with previous and current agreements, could there be any disruption in the new phase of the detainee exchange scheduled for next Saturday?
Yes, as we know, it's supposedly to start a negotiation on the second phase yesterday in the 16th of the agreement. So it was postponed, and the maneuvering and news emerged from Israel says that Netanyahu decided to postpone until the end of the negotiations of the United States to come an end, and therefore will return to the negotiation. Reports in a few minutes says that the negotiation will start upon the arrival or the return of Netanyahu from Washington and to agree on the big lines of the agreement. This matter, Netanyahu is trying to take the maneuver and provoking the Palestinian side, trying to gain the most maximum concessions. The matter is not related to a day or 2 days due to the talks. The issue is related to is going to abide to the main principles of the agreement. This is the question that should be raised.
Mm-hmm. Well, in your view, what are the ultimate objectives of Israel's severe escalation in the West Bank? Mr. Hussien, in your view, what do you think are the main or ultimate objectives of Israel's severe escalation in the West Bank, especially at such a critical point, a shift, a transition from the first to the second phase of the Gaza ceasefire agreement?
If I understood you very well, I think that the Israeli movement coming based on a very systematic plan to Jewishize the West Bank, which is the ultimate objective of Israel, maybe before Gaza. They call it Yehuda and Al-Samira, as considered as a public land. And the West Bank Jewish attempt is not actually related to Gaza-Israeli war, but previously. We'll have to consider what is called about the decisive plan backed by Symmetrich. Symmetrich has a very clear plan wrote in 2017, and I think it's considered clearly on the far wing objectives in Israel, and I think that it might be adopted by President Trump in later on. This plan says that before Palestine, three choices. The first one is to live in the second class in Israel, from the river to the sea, or to be deported out of the big Israel, or to kill whoever is going to object to these two choices. This is the actual thought of Israeli that some might see that it could be executed brutally or through luring or terrifying or using the stick and the carrot plan. So the settlers are getting the most vicious features of killing the Palestinian people, the homeland owners. And two main persons suspect this idea, Symmetrich and Ben Gvir, following the first phase of the ceasefire agreement. When Netanyahu chooses these two persons, the first one responsible of the internal affairs and the second one of the financing affairs, and which is to escalate and remind the West Bank is to be unlivable place for the Palestinian, and to confront these issues very important, the excessive population of the Palestinian. As you know, the Palestinian population in the historical land had become more than the Jewish people. This troubled Israel and interpreted why the far right, along with Trump, to execute what is called to deport the Palestinians outside Palestine.